I am feeling really frustrated. It seems we're all obsessed with the Epstein files. I am. I want to know who did what. I want them to get prosecuted. I want there to be justice for the survivors. I absolutely do. And at the same time, my frustration is this. No, it's not about the ways that the government is hiding things. It's not about the ways that people are lying. It's not about the ways that certain pedophiles seem to be escaping scrutiny and any kind of repercussions for their horrible, horrible deeds. Yeah, I am frustrated about that, but it's not the thing that's frustrating me the most. What's frustrating me the most, we are not talking about the 68% of pedophilia that takes place. 68%. You know where it's happening? Not on an island, not on somebody's private jet. It's happening in people's homes. Who's doing it? Family members. Moms, dads, uncles, aunts, grandparents, and sometimes friends of the family. That's what's really happening. You take 1 in 4 girls, 1 in 6 boys is going to be sexually assaulted by the time they hit 18. And 68% of those will have been molested by a family member or a friend of the family. But sure, let's keep looking for the pedophile rings somewhere else. I want us to. I want us to absolutely positively stop the child trafficking. Okay? But what about what's happening in our homes? That's where most of the sexual abuse is taking place. And nobody's talking about it. And yeah, I'm pretty upset about it. I was sexually abused as a child. My father took naked pictures of me when I was 6. No, they weren't just, bathtub photos or here we're at families at the beach kind of things. He actually posed my sister and I like we were Playboy centerfolds. Not fun. Kind of took my whole childhood away. By the time I was 11 and my breasts started to grow, my father was fondling them. By the time I was 17, he was threatening to take my virginity. If I lost it, he was going to be next in line. Really a lot of fun growing up in my home. I don't hate my dad. My dad's dead. I forgave him. Another conversation. We'll talk about that in another video. Right now, I just really want to highlight the fact that it's happening in homes. It's happening in families. We do not have any language for that. We've got a lot of stereotypes also about the kind of families that molest their children. They're not very educated. They're addicted to drugs and alcohol. They probably don't believe in God or something like that. Or they're super religious. But whatever the case, it's not us. And that's, of course, not true. It's happening in a lot of homes, middle-class homes, wealthy homes, highly educated homes, progressive homes, liberal homes, conservative homes, religious homes, secular homes. It's just happening. And it's happening for a lot of reasons. And one of the big reasons that we have pedophilia is because not so long ago, children were seen as property. And another reason is because it's done the generations before. So unfortunately, it gets passed down. That's what happened to my parents. They were both incest survivors. And the people before them, my grandparents were incest survivors. It just goes on and on and on. It's really, really sad. And I wanted to stop. And I think we can get there if we can come out of our collective denial about it. If we can really start being honest about the fact that we can still love people who are hurting us. But as long as we tell people you don't get to love your father or mother or grandparents because they did this terrible thing, people are going to stay in denial and pretend it never happened, or they're going to keep the family secret. We can't afford to keep the family secret. We're turning out a lot of people who have been harmed. My ACE scores, my adverse childhood experiences, off the charts because of the way I grew up. That has a huge impact on life expectancy, on health outcomes. I became a drug addict and an alcoholic. I'm very grateful. I've been clean and sober now for 40 years. But molesting your children has a huge impact on their life. And it's happening to the tune of 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys. Seriously, there's going to have to be some love brought to this conversation. And I know that's hard for people, but it's the only way we're going to be able to heal our families. We've got to find a loving way, a very firm way, but a very loving way to deal with incest in the home, or it's never going to stop. And I will do a follow-up conversation about that at some point. Right now, I just wanted to say, if we can please take the same interest that we have in the Epstein files and turn that focus on our families, we could save a lot more children.